Hello, good people. This is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker, coming back at you live once again from the Lone Star State with another edition of the Media Mike Speaks. All right, good people, it is 45 minutes past the hour, and yes, we are the voice of the everyday citizen. All right, good people. One of my subscribers sent me this. Now, don't get me wrong. Now, I will be covering the Yale incident. That's probably coming up next, and I may drop that video tonight. But right now, let's talk about Walden. Walden University, class action lawsuit from, African-American students. Now, just in case you have not heard of Walden, they are I would say, I don't know if they're private, but they are one of those online schools. Now, they do have a physical campus, but they were one of the first, along with Capella. But I know Walden back in the 90s, you had to mail your stuff in. And then one of the first, I would say, correspondence schools. But now that we have online, you can get your degree totally online. But here's the thing, good people. Lately, they've been subject to a class action lawsuit over allegedly implementing multi-part discriminatory practices and fraudulent representation of course lengths that especially victimize black and female students. But a little bit of backstory. Walden is a private online for-profit higher education institution headquartered in Minneapolis, Minnesota that offers 70-degree programs. Now, I didn't know actually where they were located. I know when I lived in New York, that's when I first heard of Walden back in the early 90s. So anyway, the lawsuit filed in Maryland's federal court by the National Student Legal Defense Network in January represents several former students who claim Walden's misconduct trapped minority students in particular into cycles of debt and despair, according to the New York Times. Now, the suit argues that Walden purposely lengthened the time students took to complete their capstones in the Doctor of Business Administration, DBA, program by making them wait for approval from a 3-member committee. Now, the lawsuit describes that it's a multi-part, fraudulent, deceptive, and dishonest and discriminatory scheme enacted by the university. Students claim they had to re-enroll for semesters and continue paying tuition during the approval process. Now, most likely, it was only those individuals of color, and I guess no one else. Now, how they found that out, it's a good question. Now, because the number of capstone credits actually required to obtain the degrees was misrepresented, and Walden allegedly lured students in under the false promise that they could swiftly earn a graduate degree, the lawsuit says the school overcharged students over $28.5 million, good people. That's a lot of money. I wonder how much it costs there for a semester or a quarter or whatever it is, how they're on as far as how the courses are offered, the length of time. God, $28.5 million. Now, Walden lured in students with the promise of an affordable degree. That's a lot of money for an affordable degree. Then strung them along to increase profits, according to Aaron Ament, the president of the National Student Legal Defense Network. He said in a statement, as if that's not bad enough, Walden specifically targeted black students and women for this predatory program, masking its discrimination as a focus on diversity, unquote. Now, how did they know they were African American? I guess it must be on the application. Yeah, it has to be. Now, that changes things of being careful going to these schools. The students claim the university has violated consumer protection laws, Title VI of the Civil Rights Act, and misrepresented the cost and credits needed to earn their degree, according to the New York Times. The lawsuit accuses Walden of reverse redlining, which targets minority communities with its advertising and tailoring it to appeal to women. The outlet further detail. Notably, Walden promotes itself as an institution that champions diversity. Wow. The website claims the university is ranked number 1 among 380 accredited institutions for awarding doctorates to African American students, and also the top ranked for awarding graduate degrees in multiple disciplines to African American students. Now, a spokesman, good people, they said that they were questioned about this, a spokesman of Walden, that is. And I guess that they declined to comment, but they said they would, other than the fact that they will continue to work to ensure that those groups of people that have been typically underrepresented in higher education know that attaining an education and expanding their access to opportunities is possible at Walden University. Those groups of people, I can't get over that have been typically underrepresented. Instead of saying minorities, I guess you can say the groups. Well, good people, what does that tell you about Walden? They got hit hard with this one. I guess some folks probably will be graduating. I know that much. But here's the thing. What does it say about online correspondence? I mean, at this point, I haven't heard anything too much about University of Phoenix or Capella. I do know that they are expensive, but Walden, one of the first and oldest that I've known, but to do minorities like this, it tells you something. Yeah. So anyway, let me know what you think about this. And I don't know, just in case you want to know doctorates or doctors of philosophy or doctor of education, not the MDs. These are not the medical degrees, good people. These are the fake kind. These are academic degrees. So to show that you are a true scholar, you've reached the pinnacle or height of success academically in your field. Or in academia, I would say, the old ivory tower, reaching the top. So anyway, but I don't know. It looks like Walden got hit, just like Navia and all the rest of them. So anyway, good people, let me know what you think about this. Until next time, this is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker. Subscribe, share, and like to keep me rocking on the mic. Have a good night.
They'll understand you soon, it won't be long. Keep on, keep running.